The powers of alchemy.
Let it flow. Universe flowing through my veins. Never in a rush, always staying in my lane. Niggas know my name when I'm walking in the place, and they still see my face when I'm gone. I'm on another one, I'm in my zone. I'm feeling like I'm home. Everywhere I walk, I'm walking strong. Yeah. Ancestors right behind me. I've been increasing my chi. This world, it can't define me. Ain't nothing fake about me. High key, I've been sipping my tea lightly. Yeah. Moving politely, I might just be the one. Don't need to bust a gun, gone straight from the ethers, and then I'm charged up. Bitch.
I ain't spitting a while. I'm trying to do this little singing thing, but yeah. Mouthful of clouded medicine, habits and steams. Handful of dandelion, what's up with Sunday tea? We drunk off all this shit, and I'm feeling pretty wavy. Sunbeams in the sky compliment me daily. It's like I'm implanted with transmitters, send me signals. Antennas be buzzing whenever we close enough distance. We loving, we grubbing, we fucking, we hugging. My spirit all knowing, the universe showing it work in my favor when I walk in my purpose. So sorry if it make you nervous, but you in the presence of a real life God. I understand if it fuck with your pride, but either way I'ma shine. To heal the scars, I know it's gonna take time. Yeah, to heal the scars, I know it's gonna take time. Yeah, hey, we are divine and ain't no hiding it. Only right and embracing the light and dark side of it.
Universe running through our veins. Before we came, they knew our names. Yeah. Universe running through our veins.
You ever wonder what it's like to live in the jungle? Lion, tigers, and bears, snakes, and scorpions. Can you take this shit serious? Serious as it is. When it's fuck, how you feel, better get it how you live. When killers retaliate every enemy possible, surviving lives on a hard pill to swallow. God bless the child that can hold his own. That means taking care of your family till your kids are grown. Your loyalty is royalty. Some of us broke as fuck.
Welcome back to Poetry and Pulls, episode 3. Tonight, our poets lean into an idea we all need a little more of: extension of grace. First up, Amina.
Grace is the extra reach when my arms are tired. The stretch light pours across a rooftop after rain. Grace is a hand.
Give it up one more time for Amina, y'all. I told you, grace can feel like sunlight after the storm. And we're just getting started. Stay with us. There's more where that came from.
Grace is not a whisper. It's the calm in a crowded room. Maturity is the answer you don't have to speak. It's the way a hand chooses feather over fist, the pause before a droplet breaks the surface, the chapter turned without creasing the page. It's the boy who stands. And when it lives in you, the room feels lighter. You feel taller. You are not just older, you are whole. Here on this stage, I remember words are small boats. I learned that softer voices can move mountains, that surviving is a song sung in quiet harmony. Tonight, I offer mine. And in this offering, I am enough.
Thicker than water, but still, who can you trust? They say that you to blame.
The first pair of cards is crown and roll the dice. What I see is you're at the top of your game and you deserve to be recognized by others. However, others around you had the same chance, but they took a risk and chose another path that fell no one, so complete yours and include them. This dice card asks you not to let their fear influence your move. Trust that the risks you take are guided, not reckless. Stay grounded in your word. And the next card, uninvited guest, reminds us that the unexpected often walks in just as we catch our breath. It signals a moment of choice, one that can redirect the story you're living. And here with Miracle, Spirit says the change leads to blessing. What you've been asked, when change shows up at your door, it can feel risky, like tossing the dice. But this spread says the gamble is blessed. Let courage lead you. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and the light you see ahead isn't a mirage.
A big moment of decision is coming, which leads to a big change in your life. Stay mindful and trust your intuition. As for what you are asking for will come to pass. Trust yourself.
Welcome Welcome to the space where worlds become portals and their soul remembers. I am Alicia Young, and this is
my truth breathe like mist. I carry lifetimes in these hips and prayers inside my wrist. They said I'm too much, too wild, too free, but baby, I was never meant to be. Quiet, tame, contained, I am so untamed. Ooh. Magic in my skin, healing while you hold me.
Your soul already knows.
Say my name.
The cards are just catching you up. I loved you, but not in a romance kind of way, but in the I'd show up at midnight with bail money kind of way, in the I'll keep your secret safe even from yourself kind of way. But you love the version of me that didn't see you clearly. I bought every wolf ticket you sold, stood front row to the performance you called friendship, paid with time, trust, and pieces of my peace, while you played me like loyalty was a weakness to exploit. I knew somewhere deep inside, I knew. The alarms weren't whispers, they were war sirens, but I silenced them with excuses. They're just hurting. They didn't mean it like that. They never do me like that. But you did. Sat across from me, smiled in my face, told half truth dressed as concerns, fed me flattery laced with envy, and then turned around and threw my name to the wolves, like I never meant a thing to you. And still, I stayed solid, 10 toes down, even when I should have walked. I gave you grace. I gave you chances. I gave you rope until you tied your own noose. Now my cup is empty, and I walk away, not bitter, but awake. So don't confuse this silence with softness. Don't test the calm in my exit. Don't make me turn around. Because if I do, I won't be coming back to fix anything. I won't be the healer this time. I'll be the truth you buried, every mask you dropped, every mirror you avoided. A student of love and light, I chose my words. But keep pulling on me, and your ancestors won't be able to help you with this fight. You wanted to play. Now you'll watch the game you started to end without you. And trust me, when I turn around, you won't see a friend. You'll see the lesson. You see, I don't hate you. I just finally love me more. Enough to stop bleeding for people who handed me knives wrapped in compliments. Enough to stop showing up to places where my spirit leaves empty. Enough to choose peace over proving anything. 'Cause you taught me. You taught me. Not with words, but with every betrayal you smiled through. You taught me how to hear what silence really says, how to see through pretty little lies and cheap apologies, how to spot a storm in a calm voice and steady hands. And now, now I'm the quiet you can't manipulate. Now I'm the boundary you'll never breach. Now I'm the no you didn't expect. With the power to walk back without looking. So thank you for being the mirror and the mask, for being the test and the proof. You were never the blessing. You were the lesson. And I passed. I passed. So carry this silence like scripture. Etch my absence into your memory. Let every echo of my name be a reminder of what grace looked like before you lost it. I walked away with dignity, but don't confuse my distance for defeat. Again, I remind you, don't make me turn around. Not out of love, not for closure, not for revenge. Because if I do, I won't come back to speak. I'll come back as a storm in the shape of every truth you buried, every soul you played with, every lesson you tried to skip. And this time, I won't be the friend, the forgiver, the familiar softness. This time, I'll be the reminder. I'll be the reckoning. I'll be the lesson you'll never forget.
Faut que j'aille. Feel the pulse beneath your feet. And breath of reflection. Every step a choice. Welcome to your frequency of the soul. Every heartbeat, synchronized frequency of the soul. Blended healing realms. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Healing is work. Shadows arise. You must not shirk. Real talk, no fluff. Step in the light. Integration is God where transformation is might. Move with intention. Stay rooted, stand tall. The path is the long, but we answer the call. Wisdom in rhythm. Proving the sound. Centered in self. Feet on the ground.
Told me grace was a polite shrug, a hall pass for mistakes. But every time it meets me, it arrives heavy like a stone in a river, smoothing me slowly. It's lifting me up when I break my own rules. When I call myself names, it writes me a truer one. Grace is the friend who still shows up after fever to heat after I, singing. And I will keep opening my hands, letting grace do what only it can. Make a mercy of me again and again. It's not a finish line I stumble across once. It's the gentle choosing, morning after morning, to let kindness keep me human. And maybe that's the miracle, that I don't have to be unbroken to be whole. And when the night feels endless, I remember love is already here, lighting the path inside me. That's enough. I'm enough. And I go on.
Grace is the pause between the hurt and the hug. It's the hand that stays open when it could have curled into a fist. I breathe, let the air stretch wider than the ache, and I tell myself, slow the flow down. Words deserve room to settle like... Thank you.
When the clapping quiets, I hear the hush of hope in this room. And I remember the first time I stood where fear told me to sit, how my knees shook like loose tambourines, how my voice was a whisper drowned by doubt. But tonight, you to think about is courage isn't the absence of trembling, because courage isn't the absence of trembling. It's the decision to dance while the floor is still shaking. It's saying yes to the next breath, even when the last parents are not doing your sing, because every leap teaches the wind how to hold us, because every leap teaches the wind how to hold us. Every crack in the earth is an invitation for something green.
In the mud, you a soldier, you was trained, you was ready for warfare.
Third pair of cards we have tonight is empty room and talent. What I see is they're sitting in an empty room now, by themselves, saying shoulda, woulda, coulda. They're lonely, nobody around them. However, it's up to them to change the circumstances and use this as an opportunity. You only get longer as use of cards. Trust talent. I'm not letting you understand this card. Take a breath and claim it. Sorry. Reading the last set of cards, mystery and affairs are happening around you. It can feel like a game to them. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. It's an illusion meant to confuse. Your instincts are right. Respond, don't react. It's an affair of distraction around. And then this. Threshold. The door you felt against your back is about to open. Not behind you, but ahead. Step through when you're...
My mother taught me that.
Carol spreads, visions clear. Chimeka Essentials is always near it. Chimeka Essentials, house of blessings running. Spray so low, feel the magic press. Chimeka Essentials, house of blessings poured every night, every way. Let your spirit rising.
Two of my favorites so you can see the variety. I pulled two of my favorites so you can see the variety. This one is pink champagne and cream. It's soft, delicate, and a little bit celebratory. Perfect layering and fragrance. Let me show you something special from our aromatherapy line. This is our 3-ounce fine mist spray lit within. It's small enough for your bag, but classic us to implement delicious vibes of deliciousness. Because it's water-based, it melts into the skin and into the air. Never overpowering. Always.
Feel the miracles that
This spoken word is for the people who are passionate, who get misread. It's not that I'm rough. It's not that I'm rough, it's that I don't fake the smooth. I'm not here to dress up my truth so it fits better in your soft ass spaces. I'm passionate about my shit. So when I speak, it comes full volume. Not to overpower, but because I spend too many years swallowing the parts of me that were born to be heard. You think I'm aggressive? Nah. You're just not used to conviction wrapped in clarity. You're used to diluted voices, applause chasers, and permission askers. That's not me. I was built by fire, tempered by solitude, raised by spirit in moments that broke me wide open only to stitch me back tighter. So now when I talk, it carries weight. I speak like someone who knows the cost of silence, of softness mistaken for weakness, of truth delayed until it turns into decay. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Growth starts when comfort ends. And I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to soothe egos or adjust my tone so it doesn't threaten fragile ears. This isn't a performance. This is prophecy. This is the sound of a soul tired of dumbing it down just to be tolerated. I don't soften my truth because you never had to live it. You weren't there when I had to find peace with no guidebook. You weren't there when I had to trust spirit when the world gave me silence. You weren't there when I had to show up for everybody and then sit in the empty room when it was my turn. So don't police how I speak. Check why you flinch when passion shows up in its full form. You hear the fire in my words? Good. They were lit in the pit I had to climb out of. I don't coddle the moment, I command it. I don't speak to entertain, I speak to shift. And no, I'm not explaining my tone to anybody. Because this voice, this delivery, this edge It's earned, it's sacred, it's mine. And if that sounds rough to you, I guess you never met truth without a filter. I'm done watering myself down for people who only sip when it's sweet. Done dimming so fragile people can feel secure. Done trimming the edges when the blade is how I survive. So let them call it rough. I call it real. I call it earned. I call it untouchable. This tone, built from nights I couldn't cry loud, and mornings I still rose anyway. This fire came from everything that tried to silence. This presence don't come with apologies. It comes with impact. Now move accordingly. Ashe, because I'm still standing.
Mother taught me that grace isn't quiet. It's the steady breath you keep when the world is loud. Understanding, she said, is letting another story breathe beside your own. So tonight I turn my palms upward to hold what is fragile in someone else, to forget what I still don't know. May we be generous with each other. Tenderness is a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. Every time we choose to listen, to lift, to stay, we are shaping tomorrow's arms. So let the night carry our names like lanterns, each glow a promise that we won't let go of one another in the dark. And when the storm bends us low, we lean together, roots tangled, telling the wind it cannot take us all, but you cannot be warm. They say is infinite, but my well is not. I've poured it like water over wildfire, and the flames keep asking for more. Today I've got none left. I don't want to extend grace another day. I want my hands back, my voice back, my breath unborrowed. Let the silence teach what my mercy couldn't. Let the next sunrise begin with me, not with my forgiveness.
Royalty, some of us broke as fuck, blood thicker than water, but still, who can you trust? They say that you to blame, ran your name in the mud. You a soldier, you was trained, you was ready for war. The president smoking, fucking bitches in the White House, stomping in the Air Force.
You feel that? That's not lust, baby. That's alignment and a little bit of lavender oil. Oh, she don't chase, she conjures, speaks in stars, walks in thunder, got moonlight in her bones, burning sage while she moans. She got oils on her dress, truth in her tongue. A yes is a blessing, and no makes you run. She don't sugarcoat spells, don't whisper soft lies. She'll read you to filth and kiss between sides. I counsel on the line while you beg for a sign. She's already 3 dreams deep, sipping tea made of time. She got that high priestess drip, that so much kiss, that full moon flicker the wrist. She don't fake, don't flinch, she divine and rich. That blended healing itch you can't quit. She got that high priestess drip, yeah, that root work twist, that truth here right in your chest.
We are daughters of sun and stone. The desert carries our names, the wind our stories. Every step we take presses the memory of our mothers into the earth. We walk forward, not as shadows of a broken past, but as the dawn itself. Each grain of sand remembers our courage. Each star above answers our call. In the hush between lives and new dreams, had it been waste, in the time conscious church. We in the sand house and release into the sky, and the sky remembers. When the first light finds us, it will find us moving forward. Each step is a claim, each breath a promise. The lands remember our mothers, our grandmothers. We are the daughters of Nubia and of Egypt. You are us.
Yeah, I'm going a whole lot. Now this is my story. When I was 17, I thought I'd rule the world. But now the only thing I'd like to do is move the world and prove the girls can do it just as good or even better. So I'm gonna make my mark in this rap game and leave it better. And weave these letters into masterpieces, breathing relics that tell my story so completely. A piece of me will haunt you till you flaunt my legacy to every man you cherish. Cause I'm not a ghostwriter, I'm bones, blood, and flesh. Now let me clear my throat so I can get this off my chest. Development arrested with no speech to leak to press. Just been suffering in silence since I was conceived, I guess. So now I just spit, drool and let saliva drip onto the mic until my microcosmic life exists inside your psyche where hyperbole and hype forgets the difference between a poser and poetic licenses. Can you see me now or are you blinded by the light again? See, I'm a little different. They might understand me, damn it, if they just listen. Don't need no Grammy, hand me Zulu beats and fans' attention. And we can change the world, wait, did I forget to mention that I'm a rebel, rebel, rebel. Yeah, I'm a rebel, rebel, rebel. I'm a rebel, 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 rebel. When I was 21, young and I was cold as ice. Future was a gamble, so I shook and rolled the dice. Never been lucky, so I had to develop a tough skin. Them hard knocks and them rough patches enough to make you give up to them, but I knew something was in store for me. You might call it intuition, foresight, or even sorcery. Cause I'll be with you with a 16 of my choice then have you shape-shifting at the first hint of my voice. I'm the black magic woman, I'll cast a spell on the track. Abracadabra, watch me drag you to heaven and back. Save your soul with my sonnets, call me the rep on a rap. And if you double cross me, tough guy, trust your Teflon of crap. People think I won't, but I will, no need to elaborate. But I can tell you better than show you, lyrically navigate you through the patterns and shapes of my mind so y'all can say you knew me. Before passion passes right through me, give me roses. See, I'm a little different. They might understand me, damn it, if they just listen. Don't need no Grammy, hand me Zulu beats and